So hi everyone, we are into session 5. Okay, so I have given a lot of homework for you guys to do it. I'm not sure who was all done. I just received only one homework which has been done. So the first homework was like, what is the module which can be connected to SAP GTS? What are the modules which can be connected to SAP GTS and what is that? So the answer for that is, first one is SAP that can be connected to SAP GTS for import related process. So say for example, you create a purchase order that can be sent into GTS for compliance screening. You can create an inbound delivery. You can create a material document. All those can be sent into GTS for further processing. Next module is going to be SAP SD. So when coming into SAP SD is going to be for sales process or export process. So when I say export process, it is going to be sales order, and that will be sent to GTS for screening, and then OBD, outbound delivery, that will be sent into for SAP GTS, and then billing document or the pro forma invoice which will be sent into SAP GTS system for further processing. Now what are the other modules apart from this? You can send finance related documents, say for example payments, and all those has been sent into GTS for further processing as well. And apart from that, there are other modules like EWM which can be integrated with GTS system, and transport management that can be integrated with GTS system. So when I give you a homework to do some analysis like any other module in SAP ECC that can be connected into GTS, I could see one person has responded back stating that MM, SD, PP, QM and all those has been explained, as all those has been told, but I am expecting you to give more details of it. So when I say SAP can be connected to GTS, I'm saying what are the relevant documents that can be integrated to GTS system. When I say SAP SD, what are the documents that can be integrated to GTS system. So you have to give me entire details of what purpose it is connected to GTS and what is the document that will be sent into GTS for further processing. And the next question is on the SAP ECC, which is the latest version, and SAP GTS, which is the latest version. So the answer was not completely correct. Okay, so the SAP ECC version, you guys have to understand that SAP ECC will no longer be used or will no longer be supported by SAP after 2027. So the newest version which is there in market is SAP S4. Okay, S4 HANA. So that is the newest version, latest version which you have in SAP ECC. Similarly, when you come into SAP GTS, that is going to be SAP GTS edition for HANA E4H. Okay, that is what is the latest version. And then I have discussed about the procurement cycle, and so the sales cycle I have requested, no one has shared till now. And then I've asked about the organization flow chart. Organization flow chart, I have discussed about the SAP and I've asked for SAP SD, and what is the details I have got is that I was given that company code, sales organization, distribution channel, division. Only this information I got from you guys. So what I was expecting you is that when I was explaining about organization chart, did I tell client, company code, plant, storage location? Did I tell only these information, or did I explain to you with an example? I explained with an example. I explained client, what is the company and how the company code differs and how the plant differs and what is a plant, what is the understanding of plant, what is an understanding of company code, what is the understanding of storage location. I gave entire details of what is what. But when you give an understanding or a document like this, where organization flowchart for SD, company code, sales or distribution channel, division, this is not the way I am expecting the document or the homework to be done. Okay, so you have to tell me. I'll just show you, just Google it. Okay, just Google it. And I just Googled what organization flowchart for SAP SD. Did I do anything else? No, I just went into images. I just randomly took the post, and if you see over here, they've explained as company, or that is a client, and what is the company code, and what is the sales org, what is the distribution channel, what is the division code, and you have to explain me what does the company code does in SAP SD, What does a sales org does in SAP SD? What? See, I told you about plant. Plant is a place where the logistics movements of the goods happen. When you give an explanation for a sales org, you have to tell me what is a sales org, what is a distribution channel, what is a division code, how the distribution channel mapping will happen to a sales org. I told you, when I come into this particular part, I told one plant will be connected to one company code, but one company code can have any plants, n number of plants. And same way, one storage location can be mapped to one plant, and one plant can have any number of storage location. Same way, you have to tell me what is the mapping criteria. And once after you tell the mapping criteria, you will need to tell me how does the client or the company code or the sales org or the distribution channel or the division is maintained in the GTS system, in the ECC system. I told you guys clearly that company code 4 digits, plant 4 digits, storage location 4 digits. Is that the same for sales org? Is this the same for distribution channel? Is this the same for division code? And if it is the same, whether it is alphanumerical or numerical, those informations are requested so that I'll be able to understand that yes, you have done some enough amount of homework and you are able to link and understand out of it. Okay, so that is missing, and still I have not received the sales cycle for SAP SD. So all these are very much needed, and then only we'll be able to understand whether you are in understanding mode or you are just simply listening and then going and doing your work as such. Clear? So I would request each and everyone to do their homework diligently, follow, understand the process and see in the system. When I say see in the system, you have to go and log into SAP ECC system. I told plant. So you have to go and see where to see how the plant is defined. So when you are not aware on how to see or where to see how the plant is defined, just Google it. How to define plant in SAP MM. Just do it. It will give you the path. It says you can go into the transaction code OX10 or follow this path. You can simply use this transaction. Take this transaction, go into here, type this transaction, press enter. You are getting the plant screen. And see here, the plant screen, it also has 4 digits. Okay, it also has an alphanumerical. Clear? So it has a limit of 4 digits. So you have to check whether that is working fine or not. And if at all you wanted to understand, and I also told you, like, say, if at all I told you the plant and company code is linked. Okay, if you want to find one plant to one company code link, you have to go into the path where it has told. See, enterprise structure, define logistics. Then you can click and you will see assignment of company code to plant. All those things you will be able to see over here. Let me show you. Go into SPRO. Okay, and then where it is showing, it is telling you to go to enterprise structure. Enterprise controlling is here. Enterprise structure, where is it? Enterprise structure is here. Definition, logistic general. You are defining a plant. And then when you come into assignment, when you come into logistic general, you will be able to see assign plant to company code. Now let me open this. Now when I open this, I could see the plant and company code link. Okay. For 001 company code, 001 plant is linked. And for the same 001 company code, 002 plant is linked. Now if I want to check whether 00 plant is again mapped to any other company code, how you will check? That is where you need to make use of tables. So SE16N is the transaction code to bring in the tables. But what is the linking table for plant and company code? If you don't know, Google it. How table name for plant and company code in SAP. Okay. What did it say? It say use T001 for plant valuation assessment, T001W, T001 for company codes. So let us try either of the one. Okay, T001. I'll go into T001K. When I go over here, it is saying the valuation area. Did you notice this? If you go into SPRO again, SAP IMG, enterprise structure, definition, logistic general, Here you see define valuation level. It does not say define plant. It says define valuation level. The same thing you can find over here, valuation area. Now what you know is, I know a plant. The plant is 0002. I wanted to know whether it is assigned to any other company code or not. So I am simply executing it. Now when I execute, it says this one particular plant is assigned to this one particular company code alone. But let's assume I don't have a plant with me. I have only the company code with me. I wanted to see what are the different plants or what is the combination of plant and company codes are there. I've told you one company code can have multiple plants, and let's see whether it is happening or not. If you see over here, one company code, it is having multiple plants. So multiple plants can be assigned to one company code. But if you come over here, as per our first assumption, we thought for one company code 0001, there are only 2 plants. But if you see, there are so many plants assigned to this one company code. So if you check over here, now let's assume, okay, if I go to position, and if I give this plant, it is there, company code entry is there. Only after the maintenance of the data in the configuration, then the table will be able to show you. But why it is not showing at the top place? Because it is following in sequence. So if you wanted to take any specific information, I want a plant relevant information, or I want a company code relevant information, then you have to go into table. Now when we googled it, we noticed T001 is there, K is there, W is there, and T001 separately is there. What does that mean? What is the differentiation? So T001K will tell you plant and company code combination, and T001W will tell you plant level details alone. Okay, when I execute, it will not show any combination level. It will just tell you what is the plant details. I'm giving a code for this plant, but what is the name of the plant, which city it belongs to, which country it belongs to, what is the purchase org assigned to it, what is the sales org assigned to it, that information you will get. Now when I go into T001, I'll be able to find what is the company code information. Okay, so company code information is that it belongs to which country, which currency, which language, all the details you will be able to find at this table level. So you need to understand what are the tables which are relevant for your work or your transaction which you are doing. Clear? 1 minute. Okay, so you have to tell you have to go into table level so that you will be able to find what is the tables related to it. Now I'll give you one more homework for you. Okay, let me give you the homework. Now we came to know what is the company code, what is the plan, how it is mapped, where to see in SPRO, where to see in the table level. All these are seen. Now let's assume I want you guys to help me to identify what is the table for FTO, what is the table for legal unit, what is the table where I can see this mapping. Okay, this mapping. I saw plan to company code mapping, right? Same way, legal unit to FTO mapping, where can I see it in GTS system? Use Google. So we are not going to be like born with GTS knowledge, right? Use Google, get the information, check it in GTS system, understand how the FTO is defined, whether you are able to map or find that information or not. Get all those information and then come to the next session so that we'll be able to discuss on that. Now what is that we are going to see? Okay, I'll tell you one important thing which you guys have to understand. Now we understood some table level information. Okay, you guys have to understand. See, I wanted to tell you how the mapping is impacting us or affecting us. That is what we are going to see now. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to take a purchase order. So I wanted to take a existing purchase order in the system. Without knowing the purchase order number, how will I be able to find it? Same way, go to Google, go here, purchase order table in SAP. EKKO. Type in EKKO. Okay. I want some recent purchase order. So I'll do 01012025 to 31122025. And then I will execute it. Okay. When I execute it, it gave some purchase order number. Let me take this purchase order. Okay. What is the transaction code for purchase order? If you do not know, purchase order T code in SAP, you have to memorize all these. So let me take this. ME23N. Okay. ME23N is for create purchase order. But I want to view the purchase order. So for viewing the purchase order, I have to go here and I have to click on other purchase order, paste the number and press enter. So now I could see a purchase order over here. What is this? This is the vendor from whom you are going to purchase. This is the material. What is that you are going to purchase? This is the quantity. This is the delivery date. All these are seen. Clear? Now, if you go to organization data here, you are able to find the company code information. Okay. Now, I'm not sure what is this plan. Okay. What we have to do here is, I'll go here. I'll go to options. Okay. I'll go to interaction design, visual. Yeah. Short keys. Okay. And then I'll exit this. I'm sorry. I'll tell you why I did this. I'll log in again. ME23N. Okay, and then I have to go here, paste it, enter, close. Okay, still it is not coming. I don't know why. Let me try once again. I wanted to see some details here. Options, font, this is not interaction design, keyboard settings, show keys, this should have been there. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Now I wanted to know this plant level details, but I'm not able to find out. So what I will do is, I'll go to the same table. What is the table? SE16N. Okay, EKKO. This is, I'm giving this, what is this? I'm giving this purchase order number. I'm executing it. And when I execute it, okay, I could see the company code details. This is the company code which I could see over here. Yes. And purchase group and all those information, purchase group, purchase organization, all these are available. But why this plant information is not available here? Okay, you can double click here, so you can see over here. Okay, you can see over here. Okay, if at all you wanted to find, you can click on find and write plant. Supplying plant is there, but no information is there. Okay, and then same plant, and there is no plant level information in this table. Why? When you read this table, okay, you see, you enter this table. What does it say? Purchasing document header. That means inside the purchase order, this section is for header. This section is for item level details. So in EKKO, you will be able to find only the header level information. So now if I wanted to find the item level information, where should I go? Again, purchase order table in SAP for item level. Type in over there. What did it say? EKPO. No problem. Go into another screen, open SE16N, type in EKPO. What does it say? Purchasing document item level. Now, same document, enter, and then I'm executing it. Now, it has 2 line items and it has the plant details. Correct? Now, what does this plant? This plant is 1000. Now, let me again open another screen, SE16N. I will go into T001K. Okay. And this is the company code 1000. This is the plant 1000. I am executing it. Now, for this 1000 company plant, this 1000 company code is mapped. And that is why here the 1000 plant and the 1000 company code is used. Correct? You are understanding the mapping, right? Now let's assume, I'll make it very clear. Don't ask me it is Hamburg, how you are saying it is 1000. Okay, from the table level I was able to find this is 1000. Okay, now again you go into SE16N. What is the table for plant details? To understand the plant details, you have to go to T001W and then enter this 1000. Execute it. What is the name one it has? Hamburg. That is the name one which is picked up in plant level details in purchase order. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into change mode. Okay. Now I am in change mode. Every gray area can be changed. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to 001. What will happen? Okay. Enter. What does it say? Company code 001 not defined for purchasing organization 1000. Now what does it say is that, okay, now you go over here, company code purchasing organization in SAP table. Okay, T024E, you can go over there. Purchasing organization. What is the purchasing organization in here? 1000. Or you can give the company code, or you give, okay, let's give 1000 itself. 1000 is the purchasing org and I'm executing it. And what is the purchase org which has to be relevant for company code 1000 and purchasing org 1000? It is 1000. But what we are trying to do, we are going to give an incorrect company code, and that is why it is saying company code 001 not defined for the purchasing organ 1000. Now what I'm going to do is, let me remove this. Let me give the company code. Let me execute. It says 0001 is what you have to use. So let me use it. I am pressing enter. Now mapped company code and mapped purchasing org is what I am going to use. I am pressing enter. What does it say? Vendor 1000 has not been created for purchasing organization. You understood how the mapping is playing? Okay. So purchasing org is very, very important, because purchasing org can be linked to company code. Purchasing org information will be carried by vendor, and also company code information is tagged with plant. So purchasing organization plays a major role. Now what you need to do, you need to find a vendor for which purchasing org 001 is defined, and then only you will be able to create it. Okay. So what am I trying to say here is, you have to use relevant information or mapped information to create a proper data. Without having any relevant information, if you are trying to create any data, it will not work out. Now let me change everything to initial way. Okay, everything is done. Okay, now what I am going to do is, what is the plant and company code combination? 1000 is what we have to use. Let us go over here. Go over here, T001K. What is the company code relevant plant? Okay, for the plant 1000, it is 1000. Now what am I going to do is, I am going to type in 001. What will happen? You go over here, change this to 001, execute it. What is the company code for 001? It is 001. But what we are trying to do, I have chosen company code as 1000 and I am using a stupid plant 0001. What should the system say? The system should throw an error. Let's see what is happening. Okay. Again, purchasing org 1000 not responsible for plant 0001. So you remember, I told in the class, in the mapping class itself, purchasing org is mapped to plant. Purchasing org can be mapped to company code also. So as this purchasing org is mapped to this particular plant, we are not able to use it. Now, if I change this also to 0001, what will be the next error? It will say company code and purchasing org it is not mapped, or purchasing org and the vendor is not mapped. That is what it will show. Let's enter. Again, vendor 1000 has not been created for this purchase org. Now what we can do? Nothing we can do, because vendor is grayed out. So we will not be able to do any changes to the vendor once the purchase order is created and the delivery date is also in the past. So nothing can be done. You have to use the correct configuration done in your system so that these errors can be avoided. You are understanding it? Okay. To do the configuration, go into SPRO, see what is the configuration. To know at the table level for which purchase organization, which company code is mapped, which company code is mapped to which plant, which vendor is mapped to which company code, all these informations you need to find it in table level only. Clear? Now I will show you why this error is coming. Vendor has not been created for purchase org. This error is coming, right? I will show you where this error is coming. Now I will go to XD03. What is XD03 or XK03? That will be, okay, let's Google it. T code for vendor in SAP. What is the T code? XK01. And then what will be for XD03? It is for customer display. Clear? Now let me type in for XK03. What is the vendor we use? We use 1000. Correct? We use 1000. And once you give 1000, what is the next it is asking? It is asking for company code. It is asking for purchasing organization. That means you will be defining a vendor for specific company code and for specific purchase organization. That's why it threw an error stating that this purchase organization is not, or this vendor is not created for this purchase organization. So everywhere this information is important. Without giving this information, you will not be able to proceed ahead at all. Clear? So I hope I have given some information or details on the SAP process. The homework for you, for everyone, is that simple. First homework: what is the tables for FTO legal unit, and what is the table to see the mapping also in GTS. Do some analysis, show me with examples. Clear? And then what is the, I have told you about vendor. Okay, what is the table for vendor? What is the table for customer? How to know that a vendor is created for a particular company code? How to know a vendor is created for a purchasing org? Similar way, we know for a vendor we have company code and purchase org. And for customer, what is the key fields? You have to find out, use the ECC system, explore it, and come up with table level information and organization level details as well. So that's it for now. Thank you.